Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do this super cute leaf bag, okay? Super duper cute, and it is on both sides. Now my sides are a little different because in this side I actually secured down the tail end of the leaf right here. And on this one I just kind of left him flopping. Okay, cute regardless, so you've got options there. Look at this, absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love this, and I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek because we're doing something similar next week. I love this one too. Oh, look at the colors. I'm thinking we're going to do Christmas colors next week. I know, we haven't hit Thanksgiving yet, but like, you guys know what I'm talking about with Christmas being major. All right, so hopefully this is going to be next week's bag. We'll make a cute gift bag and some Christmas colors. But today, let's get on with this because I love this. So we're going to start from the center and work our way out. You're going to need two colors. One's going to be your leaf and your exterior plus your handle. And you can make your handle as long as you want. I will explain that when we get to it. And then you're going to need your background or essential like base color. So I'm going to stay with this color here. It is Big Twist. Let's keep flipping. Cream. Woohoo. Big Twist is a Joann's brand. That's where I get that. And I have this orange that I'm going to do because I see these as fall leaves. So I'm going to do this orange right here. This, I am like 98% sure, was a Hobby Lobby brand. And I think it was Burnt Sienna. I may be wrong, but I'm like fairly certain that was the color name on this. All right, let's get started. Go on and zoom in there. So let's start with this. We are going to need a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, a needle for sewing in your ends, and a pair of scissors. Okay? For this tutorial, the stitches you guys are going to need to know are single crochet, double crochet. We've got some half doubles up in here. The granny square, I'm going to teach you guys how we actually get a square after making a leaf. And then I have several front post double crochets. I will teach those as we go. If anyone needs an additional tutorial, let me know in the comment section and I am happy to make it. All right, let's get started. Here we go. Oh, need to make sure I can see my notes. That is, you know, that's kind of helpful, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now, you can do a magic ring here or however you do it. I do a chain 2 and then work back into the second chain from the hook. That's just how I like it. And we are going to work 6 single crochets right into the second chain. Or into your... Oh my goodness, I said it and had a brain fart. Into your slip knot, slip stitch that you can do in the beginning. There we go. All right, 2, come on, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Now for this tutorial, I am going to slip stitch and chain up 1. For the single crochet rows, the chain 1 does not count as a stitch. When we get to our double crochets, that beginning chain 3 will count as a stitch. But right now, this chain up is not going to count. All right, so 6 single crochets into your starting ring. Back into that first single crochet, slip stitch, chain up 1, go right back into that same space and put 2 more single crochets. And we are going to do a single crochet increase all the way around. And what that means is we are going to put 2 single crochets into each stitch around and that will leave us with a total of 12 stitches at the end. Alright guys, I am going to pause, get to the end of this round, and I will meet you back. Alright, so here we are back. I have 12 single crochets all the way around. Once again, we are going to slip stitch into the first single crochet made. Now this time we are going to chain up 3. Alright, put another single crochet right into that same space. This chain up 3 does count. Okay, so this counts as a stitch. When we get to the end of this round, we're going to slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. So for round 3, you're going to do 2 double crochets into each stitch around, so a double crochet increase, giving you a total of 24. Alright, you guys know how to do double crochets. I will meet you back once we are done with this row. Alright guys, we are at the end of round 3. Go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 for me. And this is where it's about to be very fun. I'm kidding, we're actually about to have a fantastic time because I made this super easy when I made this pattern. Alright, go ahead and chain up 1. And put a single crochet right into that same stitch. Alright, and another single crochet into the next stitch. So you're going to have 2 single crochets here. Now into this third stitch, this is where we're going to start building our leaves, the points on our leaves. Alright, this is what we're about to build. So 1/2, and this is all going in right here, right in this one stitch. We are going to put 5 stitches into this one. Alright, so 1/2 double, 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more half double. Alright, now this half double, if you'll notice, the stitch below it kind of got pulled into it. But if you pull it out a little, you can see there is a stitch here. Make sure you guys do not miss this stitch. We're going to do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Alright, we have 1 leaf, or 1 leaf point. Alright, in the next stitch we're going to do another half double, 3 more double crochets, and another half double. And if you guys can't tell, this is going to repeat until you have 5 little leaf tips. So you're going to have your 1 cluster, or your point of a half double, 3 doubles, 1 half double. You're going to have 3 single crochets into the next 3, and then you're going to have another leaf. Do that until you get 5. You will have space left down here. Don't worry, stop when you get to that last leaf. Once you finish up that last point and have done your 3 single crochets, stop and wait for me there. Alright, we are back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should have had your 3 single crochets right here. Now we're going to do the stem on the leaves. So we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is your first chain from the hook. Into that second chain from the hook, we're going to put 1/2 double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch into the 3 remaining chains. So a slip stitch is simply an insert your hook, grab your yarn, and pull through both loops on your hook. That is a slip stitch. We're going to do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. Okay. So now we are back towards the bottom. We're going to go into the next stitch. All right. We've got our stem coming out of this stitch. We're going to go in this next stitch right here with another single crochet. 1 and 2. All right. And then 1 more single crochet to bring us back to the beginning. All right, now we are going to slip stitch into this, but we are going to change color. So let me back up a second, because the way that I like to change color is by pulling my yarn through right here. Now this is the point where we need to change to do our background color. All right, we've just completed our last row with our little tail. Now we're going to switch to the background, and as you can see, if you look close, we're going to have 1 little row of single crochets going around with this special stitch right here. It's still a single crochet, and it's not hard, I promise guys, but it just adds a little more definition when it comes to making the points noticeable. And I wanted a little bit more definition there. Okay, so now let's get our other yarn. All right, now I have inserted my hook into my first single crochet from the previous row. I am going to grab this yarn, just like this. I'm going to pull it through both of these, like this. And now if you already know how you like to secure your things, go ahead and secure them down. I am going to catch this working tail that I am now done with, and this as the starting tail of my other color. I'm going to catch it in the first couple single crochets, and then after that I'm going to drop both of them, and I will weave those ends in at the end. That is a mouthful, my goodness gracious. All right, chain up 1 and right back into that same stitch, do another single crochet. And if you're like me, you are grabbing a bunch of yarn from the back. All right, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 single crochets. All right, so that's 1, 2, 2's good enough for today. I'm going to weave that in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so where we are right here is the center of the chain 3 from the previous row. Now normally we would go right in here, all right, right through here, correct? Well, today we're not going to do that. We are going to we're going to bring this all the way down to the row below and go in right here in between the 2 rows, okay? And it's still going to be a single crochet. It's just going to be a row below to help us add some definition. Get a little more yarn. All right, so I'm going to go not up here, but down here, and keep this stitch fairly loose. All right, I do keep this one kind of loose. All right, tighten just a little. All right, now that's that. And I like to count just to make sure when I go in this one, I want to make sure I'm going in the correct one, because you are skipping over this technically since you didn't crochet into it. All right, so I need to count 7. I need to be able to do 7 and then do this, I guess, extended single crochet. So let's see, if I start right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is the center right there. So that means that this is the correct spot to start in. I'm going to single crochet over 7, do that elongated single, 7 more, another elongated, 7 more, another elongated, 7 more, and then stop. And I'll meet you guys back right here. Welcome back. And this is what it should look like. Look how stinking cute, you guys. And if you made it this far, just let me tell you, I love you. I'm proud of you. You're doing a fantastic job. Let's keep going. All right, right in here, we've got 2 more single crochets. Go ahead and put 2 single crochets in, 1 in each. All right, so 1 and a 2. This is our stem. Okay, we're not messing with the stem on this row, so fold it out of your way. Chain 1. And then go right into the single crochet on the other side of it. You should have 2 remaining single crochets, if you guys can see that. There's 1 there, and then 1 right here. All right, last 2 single crochets for this row. Lord, I swear this camera can't decide if it wants to be in focus or not. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and slip stitch into our first single crochet. Chain up 3. And now this is our beginning granny square row, okay? And they look wonky. I'm not even going to lie, this may need to be blocked. Well, I call it blocking. It's where you like get it wet and you put the little pegs in it. You guys know what I'm talking about. That may need to be done because it is a little wonky. I'm not even going to lie to you guys, but I love the look it gives. All right, I like things. I haven't blocked this one, as you can see. I did block the other one though. I understand that it's like completely different design, but this one did get blocked and is straight. So this one, once it gets blocked, all these little dips and rivet, they won't be here anymore because it will straighten out. So yeah, if you need to block it, definitely do it. All right. So don't be afraid. These first couple rows are going to look weird. You are not going to have a square. You are doing it correctly, I promise. All right. We are going to put 2 more double crochet into the same stitch that has our chain 3 coming out of it. So 1 and 2. All right, we are not chaining any. We are skipping the next 2 single crochets, and into that third one we are putting 3 double crochets. Alrighty, we've got our 3 double crochets. Now you're going to chain 1. Do not skip any, and put 3 more double crochets into the next stitch, directly next to the 3 you just did. Alright, do not chain 1. Alright, we're only going to chain 1 on our corners, and as you can see, this is going to be one of our corners. Skip 2 stitches and put 3 double crochet into the next stitch. You are going to do that this time and then one more time. I'm going to pause. I'm going to get both of those clusters put in. I'm just going to call them clusters. I'm going to get both of those put in, and then I'll meet you back over here to do another corner. Alright guys, we are back. 1 cluster, 2 clusters, and you remembered to skip 2 in the middle. That is never going to change. Except in corners. Except in our corners. Alright, so once again we are skipping 2, 1, 2, and putting 3 double crochet in this next stitch. Chaining 1 and put 3 double crochet in the immediate next stitch. Do not skip 2. This is a corner. Alright, now we are going to do virtually the same thing going across what is going to be the top, the side, and the bottom. But our bag is slightly wider than it is tall. We only have 2 clusters on the side, but we are going to have 3 clusters going across the top. So I'm going to go ahead and start on that. We're going to skip 2. 1, 2, 3 double crochet into that third stitch. Oh, it has been a long week, guys, and it is ball season for my children. My hands are full. Alright, so that's 1 cluster. We need 2 more. 1, 2, third one. And when I get up here to the top, I do try to like make these double crochets as tight as I can and as tiny as I can to limit how much wonky I have to deal with at the end. 1, 2, and into that third one. But you can see the way it's pulling. Yep. If it's pulling like that and you feel like it is folding in on itself, you are doing it correctly. Fantastic. And good job. I always worried when I first started crochet that when things bunched up like this, I was doing it wrong. I never saw a video that was like, nope, it's going to bunch up, you're good, keep going. So I make sure to include that when that is very much a possibility here. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 across the top. We're going to skip 2, put in another corner, do 2 clusters, all right, to make your other side. Put another corner, and then you're going to have 2 clusters here before you hit your starting point. So go ahead and work your way around and meet me back right here. Alright guys, I am stopping to meet you back here because the last cluster goes into the chain 1 from this previous row right here. So literally right here. Alright, I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to go ahead and say, if you guys have gotten down to the bottom like I have, and you're looking at it, and you realize that you only have 1 stitch in between these two, it's all good. It's all good. I promise you that one misstitched is not going to change your project at all. And I do not know why that happens. I managed to miscount on one row or another, and this row right here, this first granny square row, always kills me because I never know if I've got the count correct or incorrect until I get to the bottom. But it does not make a difference. One of these my count was correct, and the other one my count was incorrect, and as you can see, it changed nothing. So I don't want you guys to fret or freak out if you feel like you've made any sort of mistake. As long as it's like vaguely like this and we're back at our starting point, you did good, babes. You did good. I'm proud. All right, let's go up for our next row. We're going to slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. And slip stitch over 3 more times. So here's 1 into the top of that middle one, 2 into that third one, and then 3 into the space between our cluster. Chain up 3, put 2 more double crochet right in that same space. All right, onto our corner. Into this chain 1 space, you're going to put a cluster, a chain of 1, and another cluster. All right, so that was 3, then a chain 1. Now we're getting 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and you're going to do that all the way around into the space between each of your clusters. You're going to add another cluster. When you get to your corner spaces and you're here in this chain 1 space, you're going to put a cluster, a chain 1, and another cluster. All right, guys, work your way all the way around. When you get back to the starting point, do the same thing we just did. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, slip stitch over 3 until you're going to end up right here on this next one. Until you're right here, do your chain up of 3, 2 more double crochet, and then work another row. You're going to have 3 total granny square rows. This was row 1. This is the start of row 2. I'm going to do row 2 and row 3, and then I'll meet you back here. Guys, I realized I was about to completely miss telling you how to tie this down without having to sew it in case you wanted that option. Okay, this is row 2, okay? No worries, it's just row 2. So I'm going to put my first double crochet in here, but when I go to do my second, I am going to yarn over. Pick whatever thread in here looks like it's going to hold up well. I would like to take these 2. All right, those are my sacrifices. Right there, okay? And I'm going to pull through all of that. And then I'm going to add my third one. You're going to have to push them over to the side. Ooh, I dropped some threads. Let's fix that. Woo. And now Hims is tied down. Just like that. And you can make that less conspicuous than I did. I don't know, I kind of like the way that looks. But I'm weird, guys. I know it. It's okay. All right. So my last one for row 2, since we're here together, we may as well. All right. Let's get our last one in for row 2. I'm trying to keep this thing in focus. It is not working. Then I'll go ahead and talk you guys through the startup again, just in case anybody still needs it. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 here. Slip stitch over 3 more times. 1, a 2, and a 3. Chain up 3. Put 2 more double crochets right in this space. And then do the exact same thing you did for row 2, minus grabbing the stem if you want to, all the way around. And I will meet you guys back here at the beginning, and at the end of this row, we are going to cut our yarn and tie it off, and we will be switching back to our orange. Alright guys, we are at the end of the last granny square row we needed. That was our 3rd row. So I am going to slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. There we go. I am going to cut my yarn, add a chain right in there, tighten that down. Alright. So now we're going to be switching back to the orange in order to do the outline. This is where we will do the front post double crochets. As you can see, you have 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and then 3 along the sides. All right, let's get started. Now, just a side note here, when we do this, we are going to start in this top corner. All right, so when you're looking at your leaf, you're in this corner here. Okay, and the reason for that is that we have to make 2 of these panels in order to make this bag. So once we do that second panel and we go to sew them together, because when we sew them together, it is a single crochet all the way around. All right, but we need to leave the top open. All right, because like it's a bag. So when we start in this corner, we're able to take our single crochets all the way around and do our handle. By the way, I will not be cutting and tying in ends for the handle. This will be right into this row as well. All right. I really hate sewing in ends, guys, and I am sorry if that bugs anybody, but I cannot stand sewing in ends. I have done Tunisian interlac, and honestly, oh my gosh, the ends I have to sew in from that. I have a blanket I made like last year that I am still working on. It is wild. Okay, so go ahead in this corner right here and attach your yarn and chain up 3. All right, and put 2 more double crochet right in that same space. All right, so we are going down the side, which means we will have 3 of the front post double crochets. Go ahead and put 1 double crochet into this space. All right, then I want you to yarn over, go down here, okay, straight down to this center double crochet. Wrap your hook completely around the stitch itself. Do you guys see that? Grab the entire stitch, okay? Grab your yarn, pull up, and pull some yarn up. All right, this is a high stitch, and that's okay. Yarn over again. All right, it still worked like a double crochet. The only difference is you are wrapping completely around this post. All right, now go ahead and put your last double crochet into that same stitch because you still want to keep the same number of stitches. All right, and now I found that these bunch together, so I like to go behind and just pull them over and kind of spread them out a little. See? And now he's in the correct spot and it looks nice and neat. All right, go ahead and put a cluster into your next space, and nothing special here. And then into the next one, we're gonna do another cluster with a front post double crochet. So one double crochet here, another front post going down here. All right, grab the entire stitch and pull up your yarn. Okay, make sure you don't let this get too tight, because if you do, when you block it, these are going to be massive divots. All right, they're going to dip down and they're going to pull, and it's going to make blocking that much more difficult. So try to keep them, get them high, get them level. Okay, I promise they're not going to come undone. And then separating it out a little, and that's a preference thing on me. Seriously guys, if you don't want to pull them out, you don't have to, but I just like the way it looks when it's like that. Okay, so this is going to be another plain cluster. Nothing special here. This is another front post cluster. There we go. All right. And that is your side, save for this corner. So you're going to repeat this over here. Okay. I'm going to show you this side right here. 1, 2, 3, there we go. All right, go ahead and do a normal, corner cluster, 3 doubles, a chain 1, and then 3 more doubles. And now our pattern for going across the bottom and across the top is going to be front post cluster here, regular, 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 front post. Okay, so you're going to have 2 front posts and then 4 regular clusters. All right, I'm going to go do that real quick, come back, and let's make sure yours looks like mine. All right, guys, this is what it should look like. Our front post cluster, 1, 2, 3, 4 regular clusters, and another front post cluster, and then our corner. If you got it, congrats, keep going. We're going to mirror the sides. So you're going to repeat this side over here, repeat this side over here. Now, you need to make 2 of these. So once you get back to this top corner, fasten off, make an identical one, do not fasten off, and I will meet you back here and show you how to put on the finishing touches. All right, everyone, welcome back. You should be at this corner right here, okay? Sorry, I'm trying to see where the edge of my screen is. Boop, perfect. All right. So we're moving on to this corner here. You should have 2 panels at this point. I had to completely remake this one this morning because I spilled coffee on it. So for those of you who are expecting a 6 a.m. video, I am very sorry. We are a little behind schedule because I was overly excited for coffee. All right. Go ahead and chain 1. Now, slip stitch into here and stop. Your other panel, bring it over. You want your insides, these are your insides, you want these facing each other. Okay, so this is the top of my leaf here. I want to take the top of this leaf. All right, top is there. Top is there. Right, like that. Okay, so now you've got these 2 pieces. Now, what I want you to do is find the corner that matches up with this. You're going to have your chain here. I really needed that coffee, guys, seriously. You've got your chain here, but what you want to do is go into the top of the double crochet that lines up with the double crochet from this row. It is going to be the first one out of your cluster of 3 going down the side. Do not grab from the top up here. Make sure you're over here on this side. Go ahead and put your hook through that. And go ahead and do a slip stitch through, all the way through. All right. Chain 1. Right into that same stitch, put a single crochet. All right. Now move over a stitch. Make sure you're grabbing the one from your front piece. And then I'm going to call this our back piece. And grab the same one from your back piece. All right. You are going to do that all the way down to the corner. And because we don't have any chain spaces right here, you're just going to go all the way across in the top of these double crochets. Sorry, my neighbor is yelling outside. You're going to go all the way across. Make sure to catch both of the double crochets, and I will meet you guys right here at the corner. Alright guys, you should have made it all the way to this corner. I just counted, and you should have 21 stitches along the side. You're going to have a few more along the bottom. I'll get to that number in just a minute. But let's go ahead and do this corner together. And same thing, into that chain 1 space on both sides and a single crochet. Now do another single crochet. I like 2 in the corner because it gives it a nice rounded look. If you only want to do 1, you can absolutely get away with just doing 1. Now you're going to work your way along the bottom. I will pause here and give you your count. Then you're going to work your way up the top. Up the other side. And then stop when you get here. Alright, don't go ahead and go into that corner. Alright guys, I have gone across the bottom and we have 24 single crochet across the bottom. So now I'm going to put two more single crochet into this corner, work my way up the side, and remember to stop before you hit that corner. Alright, do not crochet into this corner just yet. Alright guys, we are back to this corner right here at the top. Excuse me. And now we are going to start our chain for our handle. So this can be as long or as short as you want it, or if you just want like a little clutch, no handle, just do you a straight single crochet across one row and then flip back around and do a single crochet across, and you could just have a cute little like clutch bag. But for me, I like the handle on these, so only grabbing one side, the side closest to you. All right, you're only getting your front panel in this one. I do not have my back panel. Put a single crochet into that corner space. And now you are going to chain up however long you want your handle in increments of 5. That is specifically how I did this one. If you guys see it, it's actually very loose. It's like a split handle, but connected, obviously. I like the look that gives. If you have a different way to do your handle, by all means go for it. But that's the way that I do it. So this one has a chain up of 100. Hold on. Chain up of 100 on this one. This one, oh, this one was from a while ago, but if I had to guess, this one is probably about 150 chains. All right. So I will meet you guys back after you have chained up however many you need, and remember, increments of 5. All right, guys, I chained up 120 for my handle. Now I am going to go into, again, the front panel only, this opposite corner with a single crochet. All right, here we are. Now the top of this is a little back and forth, but you will find I despise tying in ends, so any chance I can get to make stuff like this work without having to cut my yarn, I am absolutely going to take that opportunity. So turn your work over so that the back panel is facing you. And go ahead and single crochet right in here, right into the corner on that back panel. All right. Now do a chain of 4. All right. Count up 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Into this 5th chain, make yourself a slip stitch. Lord, my fingers are not, there we go, my fingers are not functioning this morning. I really should probably get that coffee. Okay, follow that all the way across with a chain 4 and a slip stitch into the 5th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a slip stitch. All right. So you guys go ahead, do that across, and I will meet you back over here. And our last steps are simply going to be a single crochet across this side, and then we're going to hop onto the back side and do another single crochet line across. But go ahead and finish your handle and I'll meet you back. Alright guys, so here we are at the other end of our chain. I've got my chaining of 4 right here, and now it's attached on this side, so we're going to go into our chain 1 space on the corner of the opposite side and put a single crochet in there. Now, at this point, if you would like, you can work a single crochet along the top. When you get to the other side, you're going to single crochet in this last right here, then put another single crochet into your chain space. hop directly over, go right here on the inside, put another single crochet here, and then single crochet across the other side, with your last single crochet going right in this chain space. Sorry about that, everyone. I lost all the storage on my phone and it just stopped recording. Okay, so when we left off, we were in our corner chain space about to work a single crochet all the way across this row. So that's exactly, what we're going to do, only grabbing this side here. Obviously, we're not going to close this off, so only work along this side right here. All right, and when you get to this final one right here, before your space, remember you're putting a single crochet in here and then another in here, and I will meet you back after you have put that last single crochet into this chain space. All right, guys, I have just put my last single crochet right there. All right, remember we should already have one single crochet in this space from the start of our handle, so now we're going to have two. And you're going to go in front of all of this. All right, don't worry about any of this, but go over to the other side where the chain one space is and go ahead and put another single crochet. Okay, now let's not fight this morning. All right, now what you're going to do is work your way completely across, and I will meet you on this other side as well. Okay, sorry about that. That was yet another interruption. But we have gone across the back side now. All right, so we've got our single crochet here, and then our single crochets all the way back here. I am going into my chain one space on this side right now, putting my single crochet in there. Then I am flipping this over to the other side. Where is my, right here. Why is this not working? Oh, I have the wrong thread, you guys. It's this one. It's definitely this one. Okay. So again, right into that chain one space, we're going to put our last single crochet. This is it. You have made it. Go ahead and cut your yarn. Go directly across from you. I'm sorry, not across from you. It's next to you now. Into this single crochet right here, and just kind of slip everything together. All right, guys, now the final steps are yours. Don't forget, blocking is going to make this look exceptionally better. Let's back this camera up just a little bit. Beautiful. All right, so remember, blocking is going to even this out in the way that you want. You need to turn it inside out to tie in your ends, but don't worry, like, easy peasy. You got this. All right, guys, thank you for joining me for this one. I'm so glad we can make this cute little fall bag together. I guess stay tuned. I'm trying to decide if we're going to do a Santa hat bag or a snowflake bag, so I'm probably going to put a poll up in chat. And if you've made it this far, great. I hope you'll vote on our poll. If not, you'll never see this, so oh well. Anyway, love you guys. Can't wait to see you for the next one.